Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borogagal people, and for Hayley, it's the Dharawal people.
Welcome to DragMeOutOfficial.
I just want to say I apologise for last week's edit. I am not an expert editor and we were dealing with interwebs issues. So hopefully this time we might get it right.
Yeah, I hope so. But I blamed YouTube to everybody. There must have been a problem in the upload. Yeah. No, I totally blamed YouTube. And, they're going to come for me now. We're never going to be able to put anything else up on YouTube ever again.
So what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? I went into the office for a change for a couple of days this week because I haven't been able to go in because I hadn't been well. I went swimming on the morning of Tuesday and again this morning. So I've been awake since 4:30 this morning. So I did just regular stuff. I didn't really do a lot. I mean, this weekend, we're going to be doing something. I told you the other day we're going to see Bianca Del Rio. And that's pretty much going to be my week. That's been my week, and that's pretty much going to be my week because my heart's not in it. It's really not in it this week. What about you?
Nothing exciting, just the usual work, kids, that kind of stuff. I just got attacked by a squirrel. I'm not a squirrel. Fuck. I just got attacked by a family of possums while I was sitting outside.
Did you upset their housing establishment or anything by moving a branch?
I was just sitting by myself, minding my own business, and this family of possums walked past me, and it was touch and go there for a while, but you should see the other guy.
They're attacking you because they actually just wanted your attention and you would minding your own business.
I was just on my phone. They just probably wanted my phone. But then I am going to Archbarker tomorrow night, which I'm very excited about. And we're going to Outback Steakhouse. I'm not sure which one I'm more excited about. I think I'm more excited about Outback Steakhouse. And I already know what I'm going to order. I want the kids menu. If the server tries to fire me, I will fight her for the kids menu because I want the beef ribs and the chips and I want the small size because I can't eat a full meal and I'm not paying for a full meal. So I'm ready to fight.
Beef ribs.
Smoky barbecue sauce.
Yeah, but we can't have the bloomin' onion anymore.
Why's that?
Because it's big and greasy and not good for those of us who have had bariatric surgery.
I don't like onions, so I would never order it.
I had it once, and I was like, oh, this is okay after I ate a couple, and then I put it in the dipping sauce, and it just turned me off the blooming onion.
Oh, really?
It was too greasy, and then it this is going to sound really stupid when I say it, but it tasted too oniony.
Yeah, you're right. It does sound stupid.
Yeah, but like there's onion taste, and then there's like really onion taste. It's like when you eat fish and it tastes fishy.
I wouldn't know.
Some seafood tastes really, really nice, but some fish just tastes fishy, and you can't eat it because it tastes fishy.
That's a good segue because I have had a shit week with food. I ran out of Somac, and for anyone who has had the surgery or is thinking about the surgery, you have to take Somac, or it's basically reflux medication after your surgery to help your stomach heal and also try to stop anything coming back up. I ran out a couple days ago, and then all of a sudden I was just nauseous and I could hardly eat things. A lot of stuff came back up. And as soon as I took the Somac again, it was like immediate relief. I could eat again. So moral of the story is don't run out of Somac.
No, and if you do, can you just talk to your doctor or your surgeon? I actually spoke to my dietitian today. My dietitian did the 3-month call with all the blood test results. And everything's good. My cholesterol's a little bit high, and it has been high all along. But she was pretty much just, gallstones and the pancreatitis and all of that could actually be playing up a little bit, and could actually be affecting my cholesterol. And she was like, we'll just check you again in 3 months. And like, it's slowly been going down, but it hasn't been going down to the rate of like what my insulin and my blood sugar levels have been. Because like, that I was basically considered a type 2 diabetic, and it's gone into remission because of the surgery. And she was like, all of your insulin levels are normal, your blood sugar levels are normal, everything else is normal. And then she mentioned something about like, I need more calcium. And I actually had to remind her of my age first.
Okay.
I said to her, I said, I'm not in my 30s. Like, I'm going to have some kind of a deficit. And she was like, can you just take twice the amount of calcium chews that you've been taking? And we'll see if that evens it all out. And I went, okay. And then once I got off the phone from her and I thought about it, and I went, God, if I end up having to have like 4 or 6 of those stupid chews every day, I'm going to get depressed.
Is there something else we can take for the calcium? Because I hate those ones. I always skip them.
Maybe the calcium, like just normal calcium tablets or something like that from a vitamin shop or a chemist or
I think I might swap them out
know.
with that store that we buy the vitamins with and get maybe they have like tablets or chewies or something like chewable. I'm not sure. Either way, they suck. I hate them. I don't know why. They don't even taste that bad. They're just irritating.
Yeah, but the thing is they kind of give that little, when you eat something that's really tart or sour or something, and you get that little kind of ache in the back of your jaw, and it just starts making you salivate and stuff. I get that every single time I have one of those.
I just feel that they should taste like Starburst because they look like Starburst and they don't, and it's very depressing. So
yeah, but we're not going to find out what Starburst tastes like very much longer now, because Starburst has been discontinued.
Well, they had horrible things in it anyway, so whatever.
But it doesn't matter. So I have a food fixation for the week. I've been really craving custard tarts. Like, I saw someone, I ducked into a coffee shop on Tuesday to grab a juice, and this woman was ordering her cup of coffee and a custard tart, and I happened to be standing in front of the glass cabinet where she was ordering it from, and I was just looking at it going, I could eat you right now. What turned me off more than anything else wasn't the idea that if I just had like one bite, I'd have to throw the rest of it away. It was the price. Like, they were ripping off. They were charging $5.80 for a custard tart. $5.80.
You get them from Costco for cheaper, I feel, and you can get a lot more of them.
You can get 6 of the mini ones at Coles for $5 because I was at Coles.
Right, okay. My food fixation this week has been beef ribs because I know I get them tomorrow.
I know, and we talked about it the other day. We were going to share a rack.
And I don't even know what size the kids' meals ones are, and they're probably only 1 or 2, but I'd be happy with that. Just 1 or 2 ribs, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with potatoes, so I'm happy with the chips. It's honestly probably going to be like a really big letdown.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure, but you never know. You never know. Like the barbecue sauce or whatever it is that they have on it is pretty good.
So I've been wanting to talk about this since we started this segment, and it hurts my pancreas. It's been hurting my pancreas for the last 2 weeks.
Okay. What's bursting your pancreas, Hayley?
It's inflamed. It's getting there. So we have what they call the UCI. Look, never heard of it before. For all I know, it stands for Ultimate Cycling Idiots. I don't know. I don't know what it stands for. But they're closing off roads. They're closing off my street from 1 a.m. to 2 p.m. on one day. And then the next day it's like 4 hours. I can't get out of my street. Like because my street's one way, unless we all decide let's go out the other way.
Right.
But even then that's pretty dicey because there's a few of corners that you shouldn't go around blind, but they might do that just because I feel like, how can I be trapped in my house? But even then, we can't go anywhere besides down the road because they've blocked off the main highway. And my gripe is that I can't stand cyclists to begin with. Like, I'm 99% sure that cyclists are supposed to follow the road rules. Is that correct? if they're on the road, they have to follow the road.
I believe
rules.
so.
My street's a one-way street, and these
Yes.
fuckers go down it the wrong way and then look at me wrong when I'm coming around the corner at 30 kilometres an hour.
I think with cycling on roads, I'm pretty sure you're actually supposed to cycle against the flow
Mine's
of traffic.
one way.
Yeah, but like, so if the car's coming in this direction, you can cycle in that direction. I could be wrong. I don't really care much for cyclists because I believe that they should be paying regos and all of that because they get cycle lanes, right? They get they get bike lanes, but it's those of us who are paying for our car regos and all of that other stuff who are actually footing the bill for that.
And my other thing is, don't ride next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Because all I can think of in my head is I can get 2 for 1 here.
2 for 1. Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
I can hit you and I can get 2 of you and get both of you cockroaches off the road.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
food for thought.
It grinds my gears. Hate you, cyclists. I hate you. What are you doing on a Sunday morning? What is that? Get back in bed.
And then you walk past them at a cafe and they're standing there in their spandex bike link crap with their shoes with the little lump at the foot and walking around like twits and stuff, watering their lattes and God knows what else, and their bikes all nice and packed up against it, like we all trying to walk into the coffee shop.
If it's before 9 o'clock in the morning, do you think I want to see the outline of your penis? No, I do not.
No. Do you think I want to see a 57-year-old man with cycling shorts on with the padding like in between his legs looking like he's wearing a diaper?
Disgusting.
No, absolutely. Actually, your gripe is very similar to the one that I've got.
Go ahead.
This week. So what burst my pancreas, and this is an argument that will go on time immemorial, okay? If I'm driving in my lane and I can't get over to the other lane and there are cars merging into my lane, right, I slow down, especially if I can't get across to be able to give them the lane to merge into. And the car that comes in to merge, right, you go, okay, you're going to move into my lane, you're going to meet my speed or a little bit faster so you can get in front of me, that's fine. You're going to merge into my lane and everything's going to be all good in the world. But no, they don't merge until the dotted line reaches the apex. You know, you've had a whole entire lane to get over into my lane. I've given you the opportunity to do it, and you have to drive all the way until the dotted line meets up with the solid line.
Because they have to get
into the lane. You're supposed to get in as soon as you can.
As far ahead as they can to maybe overtake the car in front of you, because that'll get them one car closer to their destination. Usually it's BMW drivers or Mercedes drivers. Yeah, I'm coming for you. You don't know how to drive.
Yeah, yes, that's true. It used to be Volvo drivers, but now it's just about anybody who's driving a luxury car.
I do remember that
now.
ad. What is it? Bloody Volvo drivers. Yeah.
Yeah. But it really gets up my nose that, and you know what? I don't even care if you don't wave to me. I really don't care. In that case, I mean, if I go out of my way and almost cause an accident to let you in, you best
I want to
be
wave.
waving at
100%.
me. Yeah, because if you don't, that good thing that I did with you, I'm going to take back. I'm going to overtake you and jump in front of you.
Or I'm just going to swear at you. So you, like, I know you can see me through the rear vision mirror. Like, I know you see me mouth, fuck you, in the rear vision mirror. And I do it really, like, emphatically. So you know that that's what I'm saying. You better wave. Be a better person. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's, how difficult is it to just, like...
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need.
You know, so whoever can see it. It's, you know, you... And then what happens is, like, if you get frustrated with the person that you didn't wave to, you use all of that energy to give them the finger. Like, how? Like, but all you had to do was that. Like, I'd be okay with that. Like, but the apexy thing, like where the merging lane meets up, and they go all the way to the end. But I've given them a ton of space. I've given them like 17 car lengths to get in, like short of actually getting out of the car and standing there and going, it's all yours, and presenting the lane to them. You know what I mean? Like, it just learn to drive. Like, seriously, when I was living in Melbourne, they don't even bother to try and move across into another lane to let people merge. Like, it's just every man for themselves.
Okay.
And so when I was living down there, I was just like yelling and swearing and stuff. And when I was with my now ex, I said to her, I said, like, why don't you move across so the person who's coming from the merging lane gets in? She goes, why should I have to? And I went, because less accidents happen that way and less traffic jams, and all you have to do is move across. Like, the lane's empty. Can you move the car across? And we would argue about it all the time. I said to her, I said, and I'm sorry if you're in Melbourne and you're listening to this, but like, you people, I mean, I live down there and I drove in the city quite a bit, and I'm actually a big fan of the turning right from the left-hand lane because it's bizarre and I just like doing it. And once you get the hang of it, you just want to do it all the time. But like, learn to merge in a traffic lane like, just let the cars merge. Like, seriously.
This is like the first time I've
Killing
heard
me.
you ever say that you've lived in Melbourne. I had no idea.
You're an asshole. For those people who are listening to this for the first time, when we went down to Melbourne, Hayley gave me shit because on 2 occasions I mentioned I lived in Melbourne. It was 2 occasions I mentioned that I live in Melbourne, and then every opportunity for the rest of the weekend, she was like, oh, did you live in Melbourne? I don't remember you telling me you lived in Melbourne.
Untrue. It was much more than 2.
It was 2 that I recall.
Yeah, but that's because of old age.
Yeah.
Dementia.
But yeah, I fucking lived in Melbourne.
And you're going to hear that more than once. Or even twice.
Anytime we talk about Melbourne, yeah. Because, like, if you live there, you're an aficionado of Melbourne. Probably not.
I do like Melbourne, but I don't think I could drive in Melbourne just due to they're crazy. They're crazy drivers. I don't know the road rules. Do they have different road rules? Is it like Balinese road rules?
I remember. Well, no, but I remember I got done for speeding twice in one day because they had the sniper cars on the side of the road. And it's not like the ones in Sydney where it's like a white ute and the signs up and all of that other stuff. Like, it's just like some shitbox car, like from 1978, like a Toyota Crown or something like that. And the camera's in that.
Okay.
And I got done same street, same day, within 45 minutes of each infraction.
You shouldn't be speeding.
I know. And then I got done like 3 weeks after that because I forgot that I was in Melbourne and they don't have 110 speed limits. They only have 100. And I was doing 109 in a 100 zone. And I did try to argue that I was from Sydney and forgot that the speed.
What, because in Sydney we can't read zeros and ones?
No, because some of us don't concentrate on the signage on the side of the road because we're concentrating on what's happening in front of us on the road. No, it's a piss weak argument, but I tried. I tried. Now, I wanted to discuss something with you about bariatric surgery. Don't spend all of your time writing a question on one of those Facebook groups when it takes equally as long to just Google it.
People just like attention. Have we not figured that out yet?
I know, but it kills me.
Here we are filming ourselves.
It really does. Yes, but we're doing God's work. Like, if you have time, and I think this is in general, and it's not even like a bariatric thing. It's
I
just
agree.
in general. I'm going to throw it out there. If you have time to type the question into your Facebooks, your Instas, your Twitters, your TikToks, whatever it is, if you've got time to type it in there, you actually have time to type it into Google and find out the answer yourself. Because if you ask 30 people you are going to get 48 different opinions.
Because everybody is different.
Everybody is different. Exactly. I just can't with people when they do stuff like that. You know, like the area that I live in has a Facebook page, and there is nothing worse than you see. The big thing in my area is helicopters. Did anybody see the helicopter last night? What was it there for? What was it? I live near a Navy base. Like the helicopter was probably just coming home to like sleep for
The
the night.
page that I'm on for my local area, I feel they know what the police are going to before the police actually know. Because as soon as, and they do, there are people that make fun of it. So the big thing in our area is packing boxes. Anyone need packing boxes? I have packing boxes. Do you have packing boxes? Because I need them. Or people looking for packing boxes. So something had happened earlier this week that caused massive traffic incidences. And me being the proactive person I am when it comes to these Facebook sites, you know, someone posts, "What's with the traffic? Why is it all backed up?" And me being, you know, I'm just making people better people. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I commented that a packing box truck had exploded and people were just going nuts. So it was just packing boxes everywhere, which has become a running joke on the site. But yeah, anytime a siren goes through, something happens, a helicopter goes past, it's, do you hear that? Did anyone hear that? And they know, they know, there's someone that knows. I don't go to the news. I don't go to the news anymore.
And what makes it even funnier is that like someone will know and they'll put a story up about it. Like they'll find a link and you're like, that only happened 3 minutes ago, you know. But a big one in our area. But the packing boxes, I think that's a universal one.
I think it is as well. But it's just this running joke now that whenever like traffic's backed up or helicopters are going over or sirens are going through, it's always about packing boxes. There's, you know, people running.
So that's what's bursting our pancreas this week. We're not as passionate as last week, but last week's one was just there, and we'll get even more passionate. It's just that when people don't know how to fucking drive, our passion kind of comes out while we're actually behind the steering wheel.
If you're on the phone to me and I'm driving, like I'm yelling at everybody.
Yeah, I know. I've been on the phone to you while you've been driving.
Even my son, who sits in the back, will be like, "Oh, the traffic. Oh, what's he doing?" Even though like nothing's really happening, but you know, he just wants to be involved in the road rage that I'm putting out there.
Yeah. So did you watch the movie?
I did watch the movie.
So for those of you who did not watch last week, and how very dare you not watch last week, I got Haley to watch the movie Clue from 1985.
86.
The movie based on 86, sorry. Based on the board game Cluedo. So, what do you think?
So it gave me a real like bed knobs and broomsticks vibe. Just the cinematography gave me that vibe. I thought I was gonna find it boring, but I actually found it. I do like a good whodunit. So that also, because I knew what was coming, I was like, okay, let's pay attention to every little detail to see if I can figure out who did what before the end of the movie. So a few of my favorites, Tim Curry was amazing. Like I said, one of the quotes that I spoke to you about was, "I'm merely a humble butler. And what do you do? I bottle, sir." Was my favorite. Kelly Nakahara, who plays the cook. She also plays Kelly in MASH, which is also one of my favorite shows. The fashion was interesting. Leslie Ann Warren, who plays Miss Scarlet, looks like she was coming out of a vagina. Like it was like this big collar, and then her head was like popping out of it. Christopher Lloyd as people would know him as Doc from Back to the Future. He was great. And it was kind of good to see these actors when they were younger, because I came into their life when they were much older. And I loved the reason as to why the killer was blackmailing them, because he found them un-American. I thought that was...
Yeah.
I think that was obviously a slight at the American, I want to say, way, because there was, it was scandal.
Ideals,
it was, politicians were cheating. Oh, and my favorite part when somebody said something about the wife, and she goes, she had friends. Oh, so the butler's wife, that's why she got killed. And she had friends who were socialists, and everyone's like, oh my God. He's like, she didn't know any better. Then Madeline Kahn with her husband should be like Kleenex, soft, strong, and disposable.
Disposable. Yeah. Madeline Kahn is superb.
I'm unsure why they Weekend at Bernie's the dead bodies at the start. They like put them on the lounge. I'm like, why? Like, we'll just leave them there. And then obviously there's like that comedic sort of happy music as people are being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. Was that stolen from somewhere, or was that quote? Like that was the original?
That's actually from Gone with the Wind.
But yeah, I'd have to say Tim Curry was my favorite, especially him running around like a loony trying to explain who did what, why they did it, and just running back and forth from each room, and they're all just following him. But yes, I did enjoy it. I didn't think I was going to, but it would have been a good movie for its time when it did come out in 1986. Now, I have a challenge for you, but I don't think you're going to like it, but I'm going to find it funny. So it's going to work for me. Okay. So, and if you haven't seen this, I guaranteed you haven't seen the sequels. So you can watch the sequel if you have watched the first one.
If it's High School Musical, I'm out.
High School Musical. It is actually a cult classic. Okay. It's just a cult classic in a different genre. It is on Netflix. You don't have to pay for it. It is one of my all-time favorites. When it came out, it's not so much my favorite anymore, but when it came out, it was one of my all-time favorites. Went to the cinemas to see it. Twilight. Tell me you haven't watched it, because I was like 99.9% sure that you haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it, but I've watched people react to it.
You need to watch it. It's a cult classic for the vampires. It is. I googled it.
Do I only have to watch one? Because if I have to watch those three people over and over and over again...
No, you only have to watch one. One's enough. I just want your review of the first Twilight movie that sparked the vampire that is today.
Those are the one with is it Kristen
Yeah, I hate
Stewart?
her now, but I liked her then.
Wait. I've never seen these movies, but isn't her name Bella in the movie? How do I know this?
That's what it was big. It was really big. And it's, Team Edward, Team Jacob, Team Bella, whatever.
That's with the Robert Pattinson.
Correct.
Who played Batman, and that is it S.A. Lauder? What's his name?
Yeah.
Thank you. And he's the one who was in those movies and then dropped off the face of the earth, right?
He's still around. Don't know what he's done. He's still around.
I will watch
I want notes. I want detailed notes.
I'll watch it. And you'll get detailed notes. Can't guarantee that any of them will be constructively good, but you'll get them.
I don't care. I didn't make the movie.
God. Twilight. Fine. I will watch fucking Twilight. Fuck. God. I don't drink, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to down some alcohol before this to get through it. I'm just going to be sending you text messages going, fuck you. But if I end up liking it and getting if I end up liking it and getting addicted to it, I'm really not going to be happy, and I'm probably going to end up being divorced.
No, I don't think you'll like it. Like the
I,
acting's horrendous, but
I, well, it doesn't surprise. Isn't it about werewolves and
yes.
vampires
So
and
like
shit?
sort of Stephanie Meyer sparked that the whole vampire sort of movement again, where people were into vampires again. But yeah.
What were you going to do if I had to turn around and went, yeah, it's one of my favorites? Yeah, I've
That is
seen it.
like,
It's one of my
there's
favorites.
no fucking chance on this world that it was ever going to be one of your favorites. So I knew I was pretty safe.
I will watch it before I go to Bianca Del Rio, and it'll make me so depressed. I'll need Bianca to bring me back up again. I've got it all worked out. I've been sitting here trying to work it out when I was going to do it. I'll do it on Saturday before we go. Fuck, what were you thinking? Shall we talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under?
Yes. This episode was Bosom Buddies, I think it was called. Cuba left the shady message on the mirror. I can't do the noise.
Yeah, thanks for anyone who's over 15 and fuck everybody else. Yeah, that's pretty much.
And then they had the reading challenge, which I feel that Beverly would have been a bit funnier if there wasn't so much tension.
Maybe, yeah, but they no.
Yeah, Queen Kong, you're not going to win Miss Congeniality, that's for sure. But you can read.
Oh, the Spanky Jackson's got that nailed.
You can
already.
read though, so
yeah, but that was the only highlight. Like Queen Kong was the only highlight out of like how many queens are left
Molly
now?
Poppins
6 or
did
something. Right. Yeah, a little bit, but like it was God, it followed that really bad Snatch Game.
We're not doing real great.
I have a feeling we may be saying goodbye to RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under after this season.
And I don't want to.
I don't want to either, because it's, introducing us to some great queens. Bad Snatch Game, bad reading challenge, bad. I will give you my thoughts on the next episode. I think that Hanaconda, Spanky, Molly, I think Molly's the dark horse. And I get this sneaking suspicion, and I could be 100% wrong, and chances are, but I reckon the bottom two next week will be Queen Kong and Beverly Kills, and they'll have to lip sync against each other.
Depending on the challenge, I think if it came down to Beverly Kills and Queen Kong, I think Queen Kong won't win the lip sync, but she will stay. If you understand what I mean.
A double stay.
I mean like Beverly Kills might out lip sync her, but because Beverly Kills, this would be her third lip sync, I think she will go home.
But she may not. I mean, how many times did Cameron Michaels
they kept
lip sync?
They kept her around for certain reasons, and they've already revealed that they do that. Like they can't, like Silky Ganache, who did my head in. How many? Like she stayed way past her expiry date, just because she got ratings, and I'm unsure why.
I can't with her. She was like my least. Was she season 10 or season 11? I found her extremely unfunny. But Spanky Jackson's drag is better than Silky Nutmeg Ganache's.
I think that Silky was not polished. She wasn't ready.
No, but she thought she was the world's greatest. And I guess confidence has a lot to do with it. And maybe that's why she got as far as she did. Maybe it was a confidence thing. Maybe they were hoping week to week she would get better, but week to week she was just saying consistently bad. I mean, it was a shame to see Yuri Guy go at the same time as it wasn't surprising. But I haven't been able to get that tune out of my head for the last 6 days.
Tune?
The bosom buddies.
Actually,
that one.
Now that you say that, I've had that stuck in my head too, but I didn't know what it was from.
Yeah. it was doing my head in on Sunday. It was all I could do, like all I could hum to myself. It was so stupid. I'm hoping that I'm wrong and, we get some kind of a chink in the armor or something, and, maybe Anaconda ends up lip syncing or something like that. Like, there needs to be a little bit of a shake up. It's been consistently that person's in the bottom, they're going. But at the same time, it was almost like they were setting Beverly up to go that episode.
You think?
You know how they usually concentrate on quite a lot on someone and you go, that's the person who's going, because they're getting their final screen time or whatever it is. They were doing that a little bit with Beverly, but I guess it was just the tension thing. And Queen Kong is shitting me.
Why?
I don't know. I just... There's part of me that feels like at some point in time she's pontificating, like she's just delivering sermons. I'm 29 years old, or whatever it is. I've been in the business for 5 years. You've only been in it for 2, or however long. And you've been in it for 2 years, and I'm going to tell you your attitude stinks and all of this other stuff. And, if you've got something bad to say it to my face. Well, Beverly actually did say it in front of her.
And she said that she did. I feel that I'm a little bit biased because I think Beverly's amazing.
Same. Yeah, and it may be
phenomenal. If Beverly can pull through next week, I feel that she will get out of her head and she will be in the top 3. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't want...
What do you think?
My top
what's your top 3?
Is Anaconda, Molly Poppins,
Beverly.
And Beverly. And I think Spanky will go in the, I think she will go to top 4. I just don't think she'll make it through. I think that Beverly would out-lip sync her.
Maybe. I just laughed when they were walking off stage, and I think it was Molly Poppins turned around and grabbed her hand and goes, "Come on, Flaps." So that kind of made me laugh. But my top 3 is who I think is going to be in the top 3 is Anaconda, Spanky Jackson, Beverly Kills, and I think I said earlier Molly Poppins, the Dark Horse.
I just think if Beverly Kills can pull it out next week and either get safe or in the top, I think she will make the top 4. If not, it'll be Spanky, Anaconda, and I think Molly Poppins.
Yeah.
Depending on how many are in the finale. But I don't think they're good enough to be like, oh, you're going to have 4. No.
Like, they don't do the big extravaganza at a theatre or anything like that. Like, who cares if there's a top 3, a top 2, or a top whatever through the episode, do. But I think that unless something magical happens in the next couple of episodes that really gets the attention of the Drag Race community and all of that, I can't see there being a season 3. Which is disappointing because there are so many phenomenal local drag queens, but unless they decide to give it another go and hope for the best. So you've given me, we're going to go back to a subject. You've given me Twilight. Okay. I've got to give you one.
Okay. I thought we were going like week for week, but anyway, okay.
So Disney Plus,
Thank
it's
God.
free. Have you ever seen Big Business?
Who's in it?
With Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin, where they play twins.
No, but I do like Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin.
Well, there you go. So that is your movie for the week.
Big Business.
And we will exchange notes. Okay. Big Business. And I think it was made around 88, 89. We will talk a little bit about the local drag shows coming up this week. So the Boulet Brothers Dragula is at the Roundhouse at University of New South Wales, Kensington on Saturday the 17th of September between 7:30 and 11 p.m. And we have a Queen coming up. One night stand with Roxy Horror at Anita's Theatre in Thirroul, Friday the 30th of September at 264 to 270 Lawrence Hargrave Drive in Thirroul.
And at the Gingers, we've got the Fatty and Skinny Show every Friday, 9 p.m. with Maxie Shield and Jackie St. Hyde. And we've got the Triple Ds with Maxie Shield, Jackie St. Hyde, and Coco Jumbo every Saturday, 9 p.m. That's also at the Oxford.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening to us today. For however long this episode is going to be. Like, you could go out, go shopping, drive home, come back, and the episode still won't be finished. So if you want, follow us on Insta and TikTok at DragMeOutOfficial. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget, if you have any questions or any ideas or suggestions, maybe we can answer it on the next podcast. Please feel free to slide into our DMs. We're more than happy to have a little bit of a chat with you. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. And if there are any up and coming drag performers who'd like to come on the show, please also slide into our DMs at DragMeOutOfficial, and maybe we can organize an interview or something like that. Thank you for watching and listening. Hopefully I'll be in sync this week. Bye.
Bye.